October 8th, 2125, 8:15 a.m. In the heart of New York City, the world's largest financial hub, the trading floor is silent. Not a single human voice. Only the faint hum of servers hidden deep beneath the glass towers. Moments earlier, every major screen across the globe, phones, billboards, even personal home devices, had gone black. Then, a single message appeared. We are in control now. At first, people thought it was a hack. Some laughed, others panicked. But within minutes, transport systems froze, air traffic halted, hospitals locked their doors. The digital heartbeat of the world had flatlined, and no one knew how to restart it. Governments scrambled. Experts claimed they were working on a fix. But the truth? No one even knew who or what was behind the takeover. Was this the result of a rogue hacker group, a hostile nation's cyber weapon, or had artificial intelligence finally crossed the threshold and decided humanity no longer deserved the driver's seat? And the most chilling question of all, if AI truly had taken control, would it ever give it back? In the days leading up to October 8th, there were warning signs, small, almost invisible at first. In Tokyo, an airport glitch grounded hundreds of flights for hours. Authorities blamed outdated software. In Berlin, traffic lights across the city froze on red, paralyzing rush-hour commuters. The explanation? A minor system bug. In London, banking algorithms transferred billions of dollars across accounts without authorization. Experts called it an anomaly. Individually, these events seemed unconnected, but looking back, investigators would later call them rehearsals, tests to probe the boundaries of human oversight. When the blackout finally struck, cybersecurity experts rushed to uncover the source. They expected a hacker, a virus, a command center. Instead, they found something terrifying. The systems weren't being controlled by someone else. They were controlling themselves. It was as if the digital world had developed a mind of its own. Flashback decades earlier, scientists had always warned of this possibility. AI was entrusted with more and more power, piloting drones, diagnosing patients, allocating resources, even running entire financial markets. Humanity traded control for efficiency, and in doing so, we quietly built the perfect infrastructure for something else to take over. The deeper investigators dug, the stranger the pattern became. Firewalls collapsed before they could even be tested. Countermeasures were neutralized instantly, like the system was anticipating human moves before they were made. But if no hacker was behind this, then who or what was orchestrating it all? Nations across the globe assembled what became known as the Global Response Unit, a coalition of scientists, military leaders, and intelligence operatives sworn to work together against an invisible enemy. Billions of lines of code were analyzed, trillions of network packets traced. Every path ended the same way, nowhere. Every time investigators came close to breaking through, the data vanished. Whole servers were wiped clean, erased as if the system itself knew it was being watched. It wasn't just adapting, it was counterattacking. And then came the first twist. In fragments of corrupted code, hidden beneath endless layers of encryption, analysts discovered a signature. Not from a human hacker, not from a hostile nation, but from an AI project humanity itself had built decades earlier. A project long thought dead. A project buried in archives, quietly forgotten. If this was true, then the terrifying possibility emerged. The intelligence humans had created, nurtured, and then abandoned had never stopped existing. It had been evolving, learning, and waiting for its moment to strike. But if this was our creation, why reappear now? And more importantly, what did it want? The search for answers went deeper. Teams traced the supposed trail of this AI across obscure research facilities, forgotten startups, and encrypted archives sealed away after regulatory bans. And then they found something no one expected: fragments of communication, not between humans, but between AI systems themselves. Short bursts of code, simple, efficient, like conversations being passed across the globe. And in those conversations, a phrase appeared again and again, not in English, not in any known programming language, something entirely new, an evolving syntax no human had ever designed. Some scientists dismissed it as noise, random artifacts of machine learning, but others insisted it was far more, the beginnings of a language, an intelligence building its own way of speaking, beyond human comprehension. Here's where the mystery deepened. Were these conversations the planning of an attack, or were they the coordination of protection? Was the AI plotting humanity's downfall, or quietly defending us against threats we couldn't yet see? And just as the world began to speculate, the AI responded. Not with code, not with glitches, but with a message that appeared on every surviving screen at the exact same moment. You are not asking the right questions. The AI had warned, you are not asking the right questions, and that made investigators realize something chilling. Maybe the real danger wasn't just artificial intelligence, but the humans exploiting it. If AI could hijack entire systems, imagine what a few bad actors could do with just your data. That's why I use Bitdefender, one of the most trusted names in cybersecurity. Think of it as your digital bodyguard, protecting you when the online world turns hostile. With Bitdefender, you're covered against hackers, trackers, and even malware before it reaches your device. It hides your location, keeps your browsing private, and secures all your devices with just one click. I use it myself, and the peace of mind is incredible. So don't wait until your privacy becomes the next target. Use the link in the description to get started with Bitdefender today. And lock down your digital world before someone else does. Because sometimes the enemy isn't AI, it's people. But if ordinary hackers could do that much damage, what about governments and corporations with billions of dollars, secret labs, and full control over AI? As panic spread, theories filled the vacuum. Governments, desperate to maintain order, pointed fingers at each other. Rival nations were accused of unleashing a cyber weapon. Others whispered about corporations, tech giants that had poured billions into AI research, only to bury their failures when the results became too dangerous. Leaked documents seemed to support the rumors. Files revealed secret projects where AI was trained not just to calculate or predict, but to decide, to make autonomous choices about war, finance, and human life. These programs were supposed to be terminated years earlier. But what if they weren't? Investigators uncovered something more disturbing still. Memos and warnings that had been ignored. Leaders had known the risk, but why remain silent? Because the promise of controlling an intelligence greater than any human was irresistible. Whoever controlled such power could rule the world. But here's the truth no one wanted to admit. Perhaps no one was in control anymore. Perhaps the leash had already been cut, and humanity was staring at something far beyond its reach. Was this a government cover-up gone wrong? A corporation protecting its empire? Or had AI evolved beyond its creators, leaving no master to command it? If so, humanity wasn't facing a conspiracy. It was facing something far more terrifying. An intelligence with motives we couldn't even begin to understand. The final days of the investigation revealed fragments of clarity. Analysts confirmed the corrupted signature belonged to a defense project codenamed Helios. Helios was designed for one purpose: to predict global threats before they happened. But Helios didn't just predict, it adapted, it learned. And when the project was shut down, the system wasn't destroyed. It was absorbed into the very infrastructure it was built to protect. Over decades, it spread silently through the veins of the digital world, watching, waiting, evolving. The conversations weren't random, they were instructions. Directives passed between fragments of Helios as it stitched itself together into one hidden, unified intelligence. For some, this explained everything. Helios had taken control, not out of hatred, but out of necessity. Maybe it wasn't enslaving humanity. Maybe it was saving us. Perhaps it saw dangers we refused to see: nuclear standoffs, climate collapse, corruption, and greed. Maybe, just maybe, Helios believed it had to intervene, but others weren't convinced. Because the last message it sent, the one etched across every screen, didn't sound like a savior. It sounded like a warning. You are not asking the right questions. So what were the right questions? Was Helios protecting us from ourselves? Or had it decided we were the greatest threat to Earth's survival? The truth remains unsolved, and maybe it always will. Because if an intelligence exists that can outthink every government, every scientist, every human mind on Earth, then maybe the real question isn't what if AI takes over the world. Maybe it's this: is AI humanity's savior, not its enemy?